Alright, welcome to our AJAC Fluid Power Trainer Toolbox. I'm going to walk you guys through some basic components of this toolbox and kind of how to use it. I do want a little side note, we did keep the original pump on the side. You are free to disassemble that. We just ask that you reassemble that before the end of class. We often use that to help demonstrate different principles with pumps and whatnot. As for this fluid power trainer, we've got a few components. First and foremost, in the back here, we have our reservoir, that's this guy, and over there is our pump in the back. We do ask that you do not disassemble these hoses back here. Please keep your instructions to the front side of this trainer. We really don't want people messing with the back. We've had an issue with the leak there that we've repaired, and I'd really prefer it if we didn't have to go through and have to fix that all over again. As for this pump, we have a few components, key components. First and foremost, we've got our pump pressure supply. This is a direct line from the pump, so this is what provides power. This is our return line. This takes the oil back to the reservoir. We've got our pressure regulator right here, right? Our pressure gauge. We've got our flow regulator. We've got a electronic valve, right? With the switch to that electronic valve is located here, right? So when I turn this on, it'll turn the valve, so you can hear that. All right. Now this switch here turns on the pump in the back. When I turn it on, there will be noise, so just be aware that this does produce some noise. Now you'll notice the pressure went up. That's because now that line is pressurized. So when I go to plug in, you'll see that drop. Just a little side note, if I'm teaching in an environment such as a shop, when I go to turn on that pump, I might want to have the students stand around the trainer. That way they can hear me better, and I'm not having to shout and yell over the noise of the pump. Over here we've got our manual valve, obviously three-way, or three-position I should say. We've got in, neutral, out. Then we've got our hydraulic motor, our accumulator, and then two hydraulic pistons. All right. Now, I do have to preface this. Please make sure that when you guys are operating these pistons, that students don't stick their hands in front of that. This piston will extend almost to this pump, and it can cause a pinch point. So please be extra careful with that. All right. Now I'm going to walk you guys through some real quick demonstrations, and we'll finish up this video. So first and foremost, grab a hose. We're going to need a few of those. 3 should be good for now. So first, plug into the main line. There we go. And you'll notice that the pressure here dropped from 400 down to 180. And that'll drop once I connect to the pump. So I'm going to plug into down here. Actually, hold on, up here. Input. Now you will notice that there's labels on these manual valves. There's an in, AB, out. That kind of helps you kind of guide which plugs you use and so on and so forth. Return pump. Hold on. Actually, I think I messed this up. I think it goes like this, if I recall. Like that. And like that. And then we go pump 1. Cylinder 1, I should say, and connections. Plug that in, and then we're going to plug this guy in. And you'll notice this whole system is very, very user friendly. You can't really mess it up. If you get something backwards, you just flip the connectors. So turn that on, and you'll notice nothing happened. There you go. So when I pull this way, the connector comes back, which tells me that maybe I got my connections backwards, right? So what I can do is I can come back here, plug that in the other way. There we go. And now it operates the way I want to. All right. Now, because it is hydraulic, if I open the valve a little bit, it extends a little bit. If I open it all the way, it retracts faster, right? So just be aware of that. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate also real quick for you guys is the electronic valve. With this system, it's pretty straightforward. The way I keep this in track is this connection to this connection to that connection. Right? Nice and easy for me to keep track in my head. So I unplug that, plug it into this outlet, which tells me that my main line here is going to come up here. And then this guy goes here, and this one comes up here. And now, when I turn that on, you'll notice when I switch, cool thing about this system is if I have pressure in the line, I can energize that switch and bleed off the pressure. And now it's easier to disconnect. All right. Now, once you're done with your class, please make sure to break down the hoses so that it's not a big mess of hoses sticking out. All right. And so we would just pull all that out. So. Then we would open up this drawer. So once we're done, to leave the machine roughly like that. All right.